see and make sure people are coming. Hello, hello. Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. I am your host and moderator, Tara Gearhart, and thank you for taking the time to talk with us. For the next half hour, we are going to be speaking about how AI is making an impact on workflow automation and how companies can drive efficiency through the FlowWright workflow automation platform. This LinkedIn Live today is sponsored by FlowWright Automation. Today, you'll leave with an understanding of how our platform simplifies complex business processes with powerful low-code and no-code workflows. And don't worry too much about making notes because immediately following the LinkedIn Live, this will be recorded as well as saved under our events under our company page. To make sure that we are helping you as best as we can for future of scaling, we have a chat box that you can ask us questions through while Dalipa and Harold are giving the presentation. And I want to introduce you to our CTO of FlowWright, Dalipa Wijayanaika, and the CEO of FlowWright and Innovative Process Solutions, Harold Engstrom. They will be our panelist experts today. And let's get into it.
Thanks,
All right. Thank you, Tara. Welcome. So let me go ahead and show my screen here and show your presentation.
All right. All right. So we just wanted to walk you through today, just some of the typical problems that we see when people are looking to integrate and automate their processes. So, Dilip, will you go to the second slide? So we're going from manual to magic, and what we're doing here is looking to overcome a key issue, which is that complexity of problems creates a huge barrier to change. And FlowWright makes dealing with this complexity very intuitive and gives you important tools. We give you WYSIWYG tools so that you can, what you see is what you get when you're building your business processes graphically, and then you can just execute them. That's tremendously helpful. And then we've integrated AI into FlowWright such that you can essentially describe what you want to do, and FlowWright will create the graphical process that embodies what you want to do. Philippe, will you hit the next slide, please? Another big issue is translating requirements into action. That's difficult because communicating to a development team is not easy in such a way that business analysts and developers get on the same page. And what typically happens, you get is significant solution gaps, and it takes time to communicate successfully and then code that. It can take a lot of time. And FlowWright allows business analysts to intuitively build solutions without relying on developers. Philippe, will you hit the next slide? Audit trails are super important for both regulated and non-regulated applications, and it's very nice to be able to see complex processes leave behind graphical audit trails so that you can ensure that what was supposed to happen happened. You can see who did what when, what system did what when. So next, Philippa. Another issue is it just takes way too long to build, and what FlowWright does is give you an intuitive environment to build your solutions and then to maintain them. Can you do the next one, Philippa? And there's a need for intuitive applications. Users need to be able to interact with the business process in a way that is completely intuitive, so they don't waste a lot of time. They don't need a lot of training. It's just very obvious what people need to do. So, Clint, will you hit the next one? That's really all of the sort of the 5 main pain points that we wanted to talk about today. And Dalipa is going to walk through a couple of examples. Change control example is the first one. Go ahead, Dalipa. And then the second one is a document review proof of concept. So with that, Dalipa, will you please take it?
Pause for 1 second. I'm just getting a comment that the screen is not flipping. So hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Um, sorry, folks. I just want to make sure. Dalipa, you hit present at the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. For some reason, I'm not sure why this
Yeah,
is.
it's showing my screen right now.
Yep. Okay, hold on. It's not showing across the live, so I just want to make sure that it's coming across. Thank you, Nina and John, for commenting. For commenting that. So, new layout. Let's see.
All right, I'm going to go into the application now.
Dalipa, can people see your screen?
Yeah, hold on. And I see you sharing your screen, Dee, but I don't know why it's not on the stage. Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, let's see. Speaker view, media presentation, show on stage. Perfect. Okay, now, Dalipa, we can see your screen. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to start off with change control application. This is a very simple application that I'm going to demonstrate a couple of different things. In this, you can see there's a dashboard that came up and showing you various different information about this particular application about change controls. So you can see change controls by type, status, and let's go ahead and create a change control. When I do that, a form comes up, and some of these forms, all that can be built using AI. All you have to do is describe, and FlowWright is able to tell you what a form, change control form specific to, let's say, biotech might look like, and you're able to click a button and create that form automatically. So in this case, we're going to pick a change control type, and we're going to say it's a document change control. And you can see there are a couple of extra fields that showed up. And also, there was a database lookup that picked up what the SLA is from a database. And you can see that the SLA came as 5 days. And this is a GXP change. So let's say our change is actually a change to our security document for authentication. Change to security documents for user authentication. For this demonstration, we have also built in a little bit of AI, where the AI will take this information and compute the risk and also compute a summary for this. So it is going to talk to OpenAI, and we are AI agnostic, so we can talk to various different providers. So it determined that the risk level is medium for this, and then it also gave a little summary for this particular item for this change control. Now we're going to go ahead and submit this, and it is all submitted. And we can go into our reports and view the list of change controls. As you can see, this is the latest one that I just submitted. And I can also graphically see the process right from here. I can say view, and this will show how the process flow flowed. And graphically, you can see that the blue dashed line is the execution part. At this point, it's sent for document control to review. So that means there's a task waiting for me to complete. So if I go into my tasks, I can see the task waiting for me for BYC 006 document control review. I can open that task, and I'm able to see all the information that was submitted in this form. I'm going to go ahead and say approve this change control. And as soon as I do that, the process flow is going to continue processing. And if you go back to the list of change controls, we can actually now see the process. And the process did a whole bunch of things after the task was completed. And it went down and generated document from that data. So we can actually go ahead and view that document also. So in this case, I can click on this view PDF, and we have a nice little PDF document that you can see here that has all the different information that was entered. So here's the change control SLA, the description, the risk level, AI summary that was entered, and all that data is in this nicely generated document. So as you can see, this only took a few hours to build this demo. Like this, you can build very complex scenarios using the FlowWright business process automation platform. And this is built as a FlowWright app, which is our platform is a low-code, no-code application platform where you can build all this without having a developer. Business analysts, data analysts can build these complex applications, forms, processes, dashboards, reporting, all that can be built and built as an application. The next thing I'm going to walk you through is our next application is document review. And I'll give you the use case first. So in this particular case, we have these manufacturing contract documents within vendors. And these documents have certain contract terms. And these are typically like 100-page documents. So, it takes legal department usually a couple of days to go through and figure out whether these contract documents say exactly the terms that you want the contract to say. Because within those 100 pages, within, somewhere in those content, you have the right answers or the wrong answers to your questions. So I'm going to demonstrate this particular application where I'm able to upload a document, and it's going to then start a process, and that process is going to tell AI to take the content and find the answers to those questions. So let me go ahead and select a file here, and I'm going to enter this data scan Belvaron GMP document, and it's a contract manufacturing document, and you can see the document got uploaded to the server. I'm going to go ahead and submit this document. At this point, it's submitted to process. And if you go look at the request list, you will see there's a brand new request here at 2:13 p.m. TSC 005. And you can also status is completed. And if I click on any of these links, you'll see that we have a document that's generated. So here's a contract document that basically says, between data scan and Belvaron, here's a question, does the agreement should be reviewed every 2 years? However, it should be automatically renewed if not revised in 2 years. And it gives you the answer that client and Belvaron shall evaluate in good faith the validity of the provisions defined in this QTA every 24 months. So you can see that there are a few other things that where the effective date that really doesn't say that automatically it renews if not revised in 2 years. So the AI did all the work. AI took the content of this document. It was able to read that and then also understand the questions we are asking, and then find those answers within that document content and give us back those answers. So there are various things, these are various different questions. Uh, so, for example, in this case, data science should be notified about any major and critical deviations within no more than 2 business days. But according to the document, it says 3 days. So like I said before, these are time-consuming things that needs to be done by legal. Now you can have a workflow automation process that will basically process this and give you those answers within about 5 or 6 seconds. This happens very fast. The AI is able to understand this and produce the answers to these questions pretty quick and give you the answer. So in this case, you can see the answer states that notification within 3 business days, not 2. So before it goes to legal, you can have somebody in your organization work with these documents, work with the vendor to make sure that the contract says the terms are correct, and then take the final version and send it off to uh, your legal department to uh, verify and validate the final document in that is produced as a contract. So these are two different examples that I have shown within this. And next, we are going to go into any questions that you have.
Thank you, Dee. That's so great. And again, we want to kind of remind everybody that this is just a couple of the use cases. So, Felipe, can you pull up the deck again, just so we can run through the use cases and the challenges and pain points slides again? That might help to prompt a couple questions. We did have
Sure.
some come through. There were a couple questions in relation to legacy systems, integrating with legacy systems. That's always, a component that we run into. And then also, if you could talk a little bit about AI components. So I'm not sure which question you want to, kind of answer first.
Sure, I'll take the legacy question first. Um, some of the legacy systems, today I do understand some of the organizations do have legacy systems, and there are many ways to connect to them. In certain cases, there are drivers that you can use to connect them. For example, ODTP, and there are other methods. Of course, screen scraping is always there, but probably not the best way to do it. But there are many ways to connect even today to some of the legacy systems and pull data, even with the if you're going to do export that data out into flat files, CSV, and read them in. Sometimes you can also export it out to XML and read that data in and process that data. And so that is some of the ways to do it. The next question on the AI side of things, like I said before, we are pretty much AI agnostic, and you can connect to all your favorite AIs. So starting with OpenAI, including OpenAI running in an Azure instance where you have your own instance and it's private and your data is not shared. So typically organizations like to use the Azure version of OpenAI so that their data is not sent directly to OpenAI where it goes and gets trained with the rest of the data. And with Azure OpenAI, you have your own private model that you're dealing with. But we can also do the same thing with XAI, Claude, Gemini. So we have various different providers that we have built into our software so that you can use your favorite AI provider to do all these things. We have several different places that we have built AI. Things like we can predict next couple of steps that should be in a process flow. We can predict the whole process flow and build it for you automatically. We can predict and build the forms for you. All you have to do is describe. We can also summarize things for you. So if you have a process flow and say, give me a summary of, give me a short summary of what this process flow does, we can summarize that for you and various other things. And we have many more new AI enhancements coming up with the next versions of the product, which will even give you more power for you to do things within our platform.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. That we did have one other question come in, and it was in relation to like team permissions and accessibilities, right? So obviously, a lot of teams are working hybrid environments. Some in an office, some and many remote from their offices. So just talking about hybrid environments and team permission sets and things like that. I know that they're customizable, but could you just touch upon how that
Sure.
would work? Like do
Absolutely.
how that
So
works.
yes, so we have role-based security, so you can actually set up teams with various different roles and permissions. And we have, RBAC security where every item within FlowWright, whether you take processes, forms, dashboards, reports, they all support item level permissions. And what that means is you can tell who can do what with that item. So you can, as the creator of a process, you automatically have that particular role, and you're the owner of the process. But you can also give the rest of your team access to that process to modify, to view, to remove, depending on the item, various different permissions. Even when you build the application, within the application elements, menu items can be fully controlled based on security permissions. We are heavy into enterprise grade security within our platform, and you can pretty much lock down everything within including REST APIs, microservices. You can control who can access and who can do what with these items.
Excellent. Thank you, Dee. Yeah, and this is a kind of a continuation. One of the folks on the live today is with the federal government and with a lot of the regulations from the various entities. They're really trying to understand with the FlowWright document review as it's related to process creation. Would it be a good idea to put these documents with regulations, laws, directives, etc., and show the conflicts to help them resolve them? And then would processes that could assess new directives or regulations against existing, kind of avoid the new conflict documentation. I'm not sure if you can touch upon that, or maybe we can follow up after with a more detailed reply. But that was another question that kind of just came off of document security and permissions.
Yeah, I think we'll have to get back to you on that particular question because I don't want to give the wrong answer, especially given it's federal government. I want to be careful about the information that we give out is accurate. But based on what I just heard, I think it's possible. But I think there's a couple of different solutions that needs to be encompassed. Things like some of the information might be part of a document management system, and some of the information might be processed using workflow. But I just want to give the right answer. Maybe we can get back to you on that.
Yes, perfect. And I will gather, I have the contact information so we can DM you directly. So thank you. That was a great question. So I know we're nearing our time today. Dilipa, Harold, are there any other kind of final thoughts before we break and just say thanks to everybody for tuning in for today?
Well, hope you enjoyed our presentation and demo of our product. We are happy to have you come to our website at flowwright.com and check out the product. And you can also book a meeting on calendar, and we'll be happy to give you a customized demo. You can actually see AI building processes, forms right in front of you, and it kind of whenever we do that, it's pretty amazing to see what the product can do. So come check it out, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Tara. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Excellent. Thank you. So the way to reach us, as Dilipa just said, you can DM us on our LinkedIn company page. We'll get back to you. You're welcome to go to our website, flowwright2ws.com, book a customized demo, explore some of our videos, case studies, etc. And we look forward to helping you go from manual to magic with our automation platform system and AI integration. Talk to you next time. Thanks.